Look who's back. What's going on, guys? We are here for our classic pay-per-view watch-along. Tonight, WCW/NWO Bash at the Beach 1998. It feels good to take a step away from WWE and all of these SummerSlams we've been watching and the SummerSlam that we all watched together last night that has carried into today with a lot of discourse online, a lot of complaints, a lot of debating, that type of thing. Surrounding SummerSlam, if the Bloodline has jumped the shark, what the hell does Brock and Cody and Roman and Jay and Jimmy Uso do now, and all this stuff. We are going to elaborate more and tackle all of that tomorrow night after Raw when we are up here for the Winged Eagle podcast. But tonight, we're here just to kick back and have some fun. I'm sure we're going to casually chat about the pay-per-view last night a little bit, but I thought it would be fun to do a WCW show since we've been doing so many SummerSlams all through the last few weeks, the month of July and the beginning of August here. And now since SummerSlam has come and gone, let's watch some WCW shows. And this one is one that I find very interesting in 1998. Very interesting time in the business with Austin and McMahon starting to get rolling in WWE and WWE winning a couple of weeks there in the ratings. Finally against WCW, and WCW still pulling out the big guns and showing that they can bring in celebrities and big time names. And in this case, two finalists of the NBA Finals on separate teams, which is just crazy when you think about the fact that the Jazz and the Bulls were playing each other and in the finals, no less. It's not like it's regular season. And you got Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman both being a part of a wrestling storyline at the same time. And then as soon as the finals were over, I believe is when this match happened. So lots to talk about here in the year of 1998 in WCW. Pretty good looking card. I thought this would be a fun one to do this evening. So that's what we're here to do. Go over to your Peacock and get yourself all set up while I do my shout outs here. You want to go to WCW Bash at the Beach Season 5, Episode 1. Runtime, according to Peacock, is 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 2 seconds. So you guys know the drill. I'll do some shout outs and hang out with you guys for a couple of minutes, and then we will all hit play together in just a couple of minutes and start watching the pay-per-view since it's a pretty quick one. Just 2.5 hours. We can knock this out in no time. And good to see everybody. Again, thank you to everyone who was here last night. After the live reaction, we stuck around, and I did a little review, a little miniature hour-long review. I cropped that part of the video out and uploaded it as a separate video, and I edited it down. So we got about a 36-minute SummerSlam review on the channel right now if you want to check that out. All of my comments from last night just edited down and streamlined a little bit to make it for easier viewing, and that is up right now if you want to hear my immediate thoughts from last night after the pay-per-view went off the air. I will elaborate on more of my thoughts and what I think about the Bloodline stuff, and now seeing the reaction that all the fans are giving the match. And a lot of, I've seen Jump the Shark, 10 million times today. And I think it's pretty safe to say that the Bloodline very well may have done that. It just depends on how they follow through with Jay and Jimmy. Most fans kind of feel the best stuff has already come. Paul Heyman says they're only in the third inning and they haven't even hit their stride yet, which I completely disagree with. You're past your stride, son. And it's might make wrestling world a little bit interesting. Maybe WWE is going to hit a little skid mark here and AEW is going to get some momentum with All In. We will see. But we'll be unpacking all of that tomorrow. It's going to be a big podcast, so put that in the back of your mind. I'll have a link up later tonight. Save it, like it, and join us tomorrow after Monday Night Raw, where we will have a lot to talk about. We are Pro Wrestling. Good to see you. I hope you had a great time last night. You might not be the only one in the chat that was at SummerSlam last night, but I know you were there for sure because I saw a couple of your photos. Hope you had a great time. And I guess I forgot that you were even from Michigan. Maybe you're not. Maybe you live there, or maybe you just made the trip. I don't recall, but I hope you had a great time. And anybody else that went to SummerSlam, I hope you had a good time as well. Let me make sure I can be heard before I start knocking out these hellos. All right, we're looking good. We're looking good. For some reason, this feed is not an HD 480p. Get the F out of here. 1080p. That's what we want. Okay, good. All right, we good there. Right on. Tatanani, good to see you. Zach Palgett is here. So is Mike Rouse. We've got Gilbert. We have We Are Pro Wrestling. Ray Frand. Big J. MJ Parker. Angie is here as well. We got Zane G. We got K-Dog's Kennel. All the fun friends and channel members in here tonight. Natsus J Gaming. Wow, this takes you back. Yeah, you're really going to get taken back here in a few minutes. It's going to be fun. George Morris, how you doing, my friend? Appreciate the token 5 from you. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? How is Tito? Bash at the Beach 98, 10 out of 10. Summer of 98, the best ever. home run chase, WWF, WCW on fire, Bulls 6th. Yeah, this was the second three-peat of the Chicago Bulls. I remember it fondly. Michael Jordan wrapping up his career, his first run right here in 98. And also, good point about WCW and WWE. You know, it really was a home run chase because WWF had just caught up to them. They won in the ratings the night with Austin and McMahon and the hand tied behind the back night on Raw. Started winning a couple of weeks here or there, but WCW was still strong. As a matter of fact, just a couple of weeks before this show, maybe even less than that, it might have been on the Thursday before, I don't remember, Goldberg was crowned the new World Heavyweight Champion. So you had Goldberg on top. The NWO was still cooking. You had celebrities going on. You just ran a Georgia Dome show. And you've got two mainstream sports athletes, celebrities in your main event. And I think even Kevin Green has got a match on the undercard here. So WCW was still moving, but WWE was starting to build their momentum, and they were chasing WCW. I remember this summer very well. It was a blast watching these two companies both doing great shit. You know, WrestleMania was great, and then I'll never forget that night after King of the Ring when Kane won the title and Austin won it back from him, and then just a month later, Goldberg is beating Hogan in the Georgia Dome. There were great things going on in both companies in the summer of 98, and then, of course, WWE would be going into the Highway to Hell SummerSlam, and WCW, like I said, still cooking here with the Bash. Tito, of course, doing great. He's laying right here on all of my microphone and camera wires, so that's fun, but otherwise he's doing great. David Brown, not sure if I got you earlier on. Millennial, good to see you as well, joining us from Spain, 2 a.m. We will get going here quickly so you can watch as much of this as possible. Jay Lambo, good to see you as well. Keith Ubert is in the house. T85 backup. The Juliet is here. William Cullen, Kevin, my man, K-Dog's Kennel. I think I got you a minute ago. Brandon McNeil, channel member in the house as well. Ramon Coffey and Victor Colon are here. Seth Hayes is here. Ben Espinoza, Brandon Barnes. Nice. You only live, okay, maybe we've talked about this before. We Are Pro Wrestling. I just forgot. So you live only an hour away from Ford Field. I was born in Pontiac. I went to elementary school in Sterling Heights. I had family in Rochester Hills. And let me see, where else around town there? Those are the only places I can think of off the top of my head right now. But we might have had some Michigan chatter once before. Seth Hayes, welcome as well. Welcome back. Ryan Adams is here. And right on, pretty good little crew hanging out in the chat. We will get going here on the Bash. You guys could do me a favor and smash that thumbs up button. That would really help out. And again, thanks to everybody who joined in last night for the live reaction and stuck around for the review. It was a lot of fun. Here we are today doing it again. Luckily, my voice feels a little bit better. And we're going to be back tomorrow with a solid 2-hour podcast after Monday Night Raw. So buckle up. If you guys are ready for Bash at the Beach 98, I am as well. Yes, the Juliet. I did see that Logan Paul did make it there, and I guess there was a whole bunch of fights and brawls. Elizabeth pointed that out to me. She goes, "Did you see all the brawls at the Jake Paul fight?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." And apparently people are brawling all in the concession stands and everything. I don't know what's going on. Before we hit play, let's say hello to Spazzy, Spazzarino, Big Time Spazzy Jam, Spaz Phoenix. Thank you so much for the $10, my friend. Cheers, Greg, and to the chat. My SummerSlam review, complete with 100% brand spaz controversial takes, is up now. I'd still love some more eyes on my Saw trailer reaction. Much love to you guys. All right, go check out Spaz to find. I didn't know there was 9 Saws, much less 10 of them. And check out his SummerSlam review. I mean, a lot of people do have, wouldn't even say it would be controversial takes. If I listened to your controversial takes, I'm not sure if I'd even disagree with them, Spaz, because there was a lot about last night that was somewhat frustrating. I just don't think I took it as bad as some others. Then I'm seeing today, everybody's coming out of the woodwork. They think it's Vince's fault. I swear, this man is going to be in the grave, in the casket, and fans are going to be accusing him of booking shows. Sometimes shows just aren't good, but the talent always succeeds in spite of the booking. And last night was a really good example of that because the matches were, for the most part, very, very enjoyable. So we will talk more tomorrow night, but let's talk about Bash at the Beach now. What you guys need to do is get your little sexy little fingers there, whichever one you prefer to use on your mouse, keyboard, or remote control, or phone, or tablet, or whatever, and get ready to hit play during or after a countdown from 3. That timer that's right below me will begin to run, and all we have to do in case you have to stop for commercial breaks or anything like that, throughout your Peacock viewing experience. You can just sync up with the timer when you're done. In case anybody has any interruptions, that's how we follow along here. So we are going to do a countdown from 3 and hit play together. And I am queued up if y'all are. Y'all ready to rock? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, I'm happy with that. Nice. All right, here we go. Don't skip whatever shitty intro this is here. Kevin Green. I don't have anything written down here. I guess I can look this up on my own without having to ask you guys, but I don't have the date on this bash. I'm going to look it up real quick and see what the date is. July 12th. Okay. So when did Hogan beat Goldberg? Goldberg versus Hogan. That happened when? Damn it, I can't find a date on this. You guys will tell me. I'll just stop looking because you guys, I'm sure, will fill me in. July 12th is the date of this. When did Hogan... July... Okay, so it was literally the Thursday... Seems like it would be... That's wrong. Oh, no, it was Nitro. Oh, yeah, so it was the Nitro before. I keep thinking it was Thunder. They announced it on Thunder. So it was the previous Monday. Holy shit. So they are only 6 days removed from Goldberg becoming world champion. It's here? It's here? Well, damn. That really annoys me. I put the... Oh, shit. Come on, damn it. Yeah, it's at the Cox Arena. Wow, it's at the Viejas Arena. Okay, so this show right here is at the same arena that I was at Dynamite just a couple of months ago. In June, right? Wow, that's the same building. Right on, okay. I had no idea. I was not living here yet, Tatanani. I was here that year for Christmas in 98. 1998 was my second Christmas that I spent here. My family moved here in 1997, and I visited basically every year until 2010, until I moved here. Look at these guys in their Hawaiian gear. "25 years ago, right here in San Diego." Trey Furman, what's up, man? Good to see you. Did I just follow you on Instagram? Like yesterday? It might have been you. And I feel bad too. I had some Instagram follow requests and I accidentally hit delete on one of them instead of accept. And once you do that, it just kind of goes away. And I don't even know the person's name to look them up. So I feel bad for deleting somebody's request. So if you think that might have been you, send it to me again. Over on Instagram at GoodMikeWork1. Yeah, so they are in the same arena where I got my vaccine and where Dynamite was just a couple weeks ago. Yep, that's it. That's the building, all right. Braden did look great, Ray. I got to agree. That's right, Hennig. Hennig is going to get that title shot, I guess, tonight. Their spiritual leader. (1-900-909-9900). Phone number, no longer active. 9900. Don't ask your parents' permission. Fuck your parents. Just call. Nope, fuck your parents. Just dial it, baby. Just dial it. Building looks way bigger than it actually is. Nitro had about half of it, a little more than half full. It's only the one level. There's not an upper deck to it. This feels like it's actually his music because usually when they edit the music, the commentary sounds all bad, but I think this is his real theme. Ash at the Beach, San Diego. I had no idea we're watching a show from right here in my home. I love my home. If y'all are looking for a new city, I recommend San Diego. From the Bowery. Now, this is definitely not Raven's WCW music. This is his. Actually, I think both are dubbed because the announcers sound fine here too. So they've used Raven's WWE music here. They might have even used Raven's or Saturn. So yeah, I don't think either music is legit. Oh, this was Saturn's actual theme. Okay, thank you, Victor. I know this is definitely not Raven's. Raven's had that even flow knockoff. Or no, he had maybe he was Come As You Are. I always get him confused. Jericho was even flow. Raven was Come As You Are. DDP was Smells Like Teen Spirit. That's what it is. The mailman, Carl Malone. I'm Carl Malone. Y'all remember when Jimmy Kimmel, I think maybe it was the Man Show days, he used to actually do blackface and dressed up like Carl Malone. He'd go, I'm Carl Malone. And I have diabetes. But I don't know why they call it diabetes. They should call it live beaties because I've been living with him or whatever the skit was. It does not age well. I forgot when it was, but he used to do the Carl Malone thing. It might have been the Man Show. I'm Carl Malone. So fucking bad. He probably wishes he could have that back. Oh my God. Raven into the safety rail. Why'd I call it diabetes? I should call it live beaties. Fucking so crazy. Nick Patrick, I really must say that I cannot stand your hair. It's horrible. I guess it's better than the mullet, but that slicked back shit. Oh, really, Trey? We got the new pop-up Sonic Speed Cafe? I didn't even know we had that here. Right on. Maybe I'll have to go to it. And you didn't pay Peacock either. Damn, Trey. Yeah, we did a video for you, right? I remember your specific video because I think I was sick. I want to say I was like under the weather when I made it and I felt really bad or whatever. But I remember like not being, knock on wood, I actually have not been sick in a while. So let's hope that nothing comes over me right in time for a big stream or video. Yeah, Nick Patrick's weird little 3 count. I think WWE made him change that, his counting style. Favorite musical instrument? Well, I'm in San Diego, so I'd have to say Jazz flute. Mr. Burgundy, you play Jazz flute? You play Jazz flute for us? San Diego State. Wow, there's my seat. I can see where I was sitting. It's crazy that they're here. They got some empty seats here, too. We got a table out. Shout out to Lodi, who's from my one of my old hometowns. He attended East Carolina University, as did Vince McMahon. I think Stephanie went there for a short time. I lived there. Mr. Beast lives there, apparently. Mr. Beast, that big YouTuber, lives in the tiny little shit-ass town that I used to live in. And for some reason doesn't want to move away. Good on him. That's why Mr. Beast is the best. Greenville doesn't deserve him. Oh. Oh, damn. Look at that. Russian leg sweep right into the barricade where the fans are. There's a couple of kids there. I mean, those are those old metal barricades. See, look at that one kid. I think that. Oh, no, he's all right. I swear that kid in the front row, I thought he might have hurt his leg. Well, you got to be careful, man. I've told the story how Steve Austin, Stone Cold in The Rock, injured my elbow. Same thing. Austin threw Rock into the barricade. It was a house show, and I was right on it, and it flew back, and it smacked me back hard in the elbow, and it hurt, and it hurt for days, and I wasn't even mad. I was like proud. It's a badge of honor. I didn't want the pain to stop because I could tell people that the reason my elbow hurts is because of The Rock. The Rock did it. But after like 2 days, I was fine. No surgery required. Unfortunately, Vince didn't pay me any hush money, so I can't even sue him. I'm out of luck. Although Rock's so damn rich now. If we told him that he did that to me, maybe he'd kick me a little settlement. Here's $100K, Greg. Sorry for hurting your elbow. Michael Cuomo, this is the beginning of the end for WCW, at least according to Eric. Looking back in hindsight, this is where the downturn started, but you got to remember, too, they had just crowned Goldberg. You know, theoretically, that should be a big boost for them, but it was going to be really hard for Goldberg to succeed as a big star when you're on the same roster with Hogan and Nash and everybody there pulling the strings. Had Austin or Rock been in WCW and gotten over to that degree, they would have been cock-blocked too. Austin would have gotten hit with the cattle prod. Austin would have won the title, and then Scott Hall would have cattle prodded him, and Nash would have beat him. And they do the finger poke of doom. The same thing would have just happened with them. Having Hulk Hogan in your locker room is never going to be good for the rest of the locker room. Oh! There's a sign that said this is the house that Hogan built. What the hell did he build at the Cox Arena in San Diego? Whoa! He didn't build San Diego. Hulk Hogan's not even from Venice Beach. He's from Tampa. The prick. Stay out of my state. Oh, Millennial, I'm so happy for you. Going to Wembley for All In. Just to see the GOAT, you're paying your money and going to All In for one reason only. Double J, Jeff Jarrett. I like it, Millennial. All right, I'm going to rescue my wires from Tito so he doesn't kill the stream and he doesn't choke himself to death. 1 second. You're good. Sorry to wake you. Oh, kick to Nick Patrick's face, who does a Hitler thing on the way down. Look at him. What a sell. You know, at this time when I was watching WWE and WCW, I definitely did not like WCW. But one thing I did like that they did was some of the stuff on the ring mat. And I always wondered why WWE never did more of that. And correct me if I'm wrong, I can only think of WWE putting shit on the mat twice. WrestleMania 12, Iron Man match. The plaque is right there, actually, right behind me. I have a piece of that ring. And the Raw Bowl in 96, both of them in 96. Other than that, you'd have to go back to those Spectrum house shows or the Spectrum shows when they would have the Spectrum logo on the mat there. But I can't think of any other WWE show where they put stuff on the mat. Am I missing one besides Raw Bowl and besides WrestleMania 12? Or WCW always had like the logo of the pay-per-view in the middle. I liked that. I thought it looked cool. Put a big in your house logo in the middle of a WWE ring. I think it would be awesome. Okay, we got to. Oh, Canyon saves Raven in San Diego. Why would Saturn still jump? They stacked two tables together. Raven was in the middle like a sandwich. Saturn goes to the top. Canyon comes out and pulls Raven out. And then Saturn still dives through the tables. And now Canyon nails Raven. Well, none of that made any sense, but whatever. Shitting on J.J. Dillon. What's wrong with you? There's Nick Patrick and his... Nope, kicked out. What's Nick Patrick? Is that the dab? Is that what he's doing? Is that what it's called? Is that what the kids call it? What's it called? Where you do the arm and the thing and the thing? I don't know. This is a match that they could have just had on Nitro. Yeah, WWE never got fancy. They didn't get fancy with their canvases. And they should have. Must be expensive to do that or something. Back when WWE was getting their asses kicked, that type of money wasn't in the budget, probably. I mean, they were struggling for a while there. Oh. I mean, I don't know if that's a decal that you iron on. I don't even know how you do that. I don't know, man. Even flow. Raven wins despite Canyon running down there. Raven does survive somehow. Ooh, that was a good kick to Nick Patrick's face, though. He did eat that. The sell was just amazing. What's that move that Canyon just did? Who used that as a finisher? Why do I think it's a women's wrestler? Almost like a Russian leg sweep, but with the guy's head facing that way and you snap it back. I forgot who uses that. Favorite pizza topping? It's a tie. It's a tie between Skittles and peanut butter. You went to Old Town, didn't you? You did go to Old Town, Gene. Old Town's fun. Holy shit, there's a hair versus hair match tonight? Hey, at least they're playing Eddie's real music. Okay, so I didn't even know this is happening, but I don't recall Eddie ever being bald, so he is probably going to shave whoever's head he's facing. Chavo. Chavito. I mean, every time I see Eddie, I feel heartbroken inside that Dominic can never get to really know his dad. You know, Dominic was so young when his father passed. It's sad. Yeah. Eddie was so good. Wacko. Jose, I'm not joking. If I was joking, I would say, what do you do with an elephant with 3 balls? You walk him and pitch to the rhino. Try Skittles on pizza. Try it. You'll see. You'll see. Oh, yeah. I've been up there, Trey, Mr. A's. I've been to a lot of rooftop bars. Eddie and Chavo. That's how Gene lost his. Same thing happened to him. Same thing happened to me, too. This does not feel like Kidman's real music either. Kidman, TCB Tour 98. Oh, this is Juventud. Juventud? Yeah, I feel like the Mexican luchadors will get a pretty good response here in San Diego. Hogan's from National City. Oh my God. That's the funniest sign I've ever seen. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen. National City. That's where Hogan's from. That's the best thing I've ever seen. National City is nah, not where you want to be. Mark Shooter Curtis. Props to Brian Hildebrand. Now, I want you to watch. I've brought up Mark Curtis, Brian Hildebrand a bunch of times when fans, especially younger ones, for some reason, they have really irrational dislikes and hatreds towards really good people that don't bother anybody and just do their job. And one of those people is Aubrey Edwards. The fans like to pretend that they know how a referee should act and behave and how their mannerisms should be. And, oh, she's taken away from the match and blah, blah, blah. It's none of that's true. It's just they don't like her, so they make shit up. So watch Mark Curtis, watch Brian Hildebrand in this match, and he does a lot of the same shit Aubrey does. Look at him. He's very animated. He reacts to everything just like she does. And Brian Hildebrand is one of the most respected referees ever. Unfortunately, he tragically passed away of cancer many years ago, but was friends with a lot of wrestlers. He was respected by his peers, did a great job. He was a wonderful man. And when I see Aubrey referee, I see a lot of him in her. But fans get so caught up in mocking her appearance and just being vile, horrible pieces of shit. And they're completely ignorant. They're so fucking stupid. I'm like, you don't even have to go back that far throughout history to find a referee like her. I mean, we're talking Attitude Era here, you know? Is there another guy down there writing signs? No. Oh my God, Lodi got taken out. She's just making it about her. I'm like, no, you're making it about her because you never shut the fuck up about her and how bad you hate her. People are it's so weird what makes people such hateful people inside. Like, I don't understand what the hell went on in their shitty lives that make them this way. I'm like, why would you take time out of your day to be mean to her? You know? Like, what the fuck? Maybe this is why you're by yourself. Oh, Trying to think. I feel like we had a really good amount of Hoovy and Kidman matches. Just after wasn't Kidman rocking the wife beater for a while? It's a wild name for a shirt. I don't know why we call it that. But he rocked the white tank top for a long time, and I can't remember this before or after this. Juventud is 23. Juventud. Hoovy juice. Why are those things next to those? Is that for extra? Oh, that's for the cameramen. Okay. I was like, what are those? Those risers. I guess they're probably for the cameramen. I thought maybe they're for tag teams. All right, this gnat is pissing me off. I'm going to kill him. Oh, Kidman uses it to his advantage, diving off of it. Backdrop by Juventud. Yeah, well, Brian Hildebrand worked for Cornette. And I think Cornette is another guy that might be one of Aubrey's loudest critics. And I'm like, do you not remember some of the people you've worked with before? Cornette also criticizes wrestler sizes and shit like that. I'm like, Dennis Condrey was on Collision last night, and they honored him, and that was great. I wonder how JC feels about that. But what, like, when JC talks about, like, the size of wrestlers, I'm like, they're just as big as Dennis Condrey was, and Stan Lane. I don't understand why you think that everybody's small and tiny all of a sudden, you know? Some of these guys were under 6 feet that you managed. He's back up. Oh, Lodi sucks. I thought they were saying Hoovy sucks, but it didn't sound right. I'm like, they are not. They ain't talking right. For Hurricane Rana, or is Billy going to counter? Wow. Oh, that's brutal. One thing about WCW's rings that I always liked is that the sound it made when you hit them, like they sounded stiff, really stiff. They looked stiff. There wasn't a lot of bounce. WCW's or WWE's ring, everybody talked about how hard it was, but you know when they were taking bumps and it didn't have that, that intensity when the way WCW did when people would bump on their ring. Oh, look out. Look out, Mark Curtis. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Kidman is still in the flock here. That's right. So he'd leave the flock, Alan, thank you, and then he would start with the tank top once he shed the flock. That's right. In, out. Nope, Kidman going up again. Great camera work. I don't know, man. WWE had pretty good production in '98. I think they were definitely better in production than WCW. WWE always was. Even when WCW was at their peak, when they were beating WWE by their highest margin, WWE still had better production. WCW always had this second-rate, secondary look to it, this low-budget vibe. Even though they had plenty of money, the production was just, their video packages had no life, you know, and like WWE really cared about that stuff, using those things as tools to tell their stories. And that was just not a priority in WCW. You could tell. Even back in those days, even in 98, you know, those video packages were so good. You know, WWE spent a lot of time on that part of their presentation, and it showed. And it seemed like it was something that WCW didn't care about at all, or even if they did, they just weren't good at it. One or the other. But I always laugh. I laugh when WCW would run like a history package of a feud. I'm like, this is the lamest. I can do this. Fucking 14-year-old with the most basic video editor on a software that comes with the computer he bought could put that together. I'm like, is WCW using Windows Movie Maker to make their fucking video packages? There he is. That's a Hoovy driver. That's it. No, kick out. Kick out. Five from Chris Ludek. Good to see you, man. I agree with your point on JC. Lots of guys in the 90s were under 6 feet and top stars. In between 5 and 11, I'm still taller than lots of my friends. It's just, yeah, it's the hypocrisy. You know, I think the wrestlers now are better looking. They're in better shape. You know, and if you have a small guy here, wow, shooting star missed. I mean, you had small guys here. Look at this. It's 25 years ago, and this, what, Hoovy's what, 190 and Kidman's 210? I mean, come on. Hoovy wins. Hoovy, another guy that WCW unmasked. JJ, sorry you're late. Sorry I'm late. Had to take the girlfriend home tonight. That's okay, but you know, JJ, you might want to think about dumping her. You know, maybe breaking up, because you don't want that relationship taking away from this, you know? So sometimes it's best just to cut your losses and, you know, just kick her to the curb for us. Sorry, girlfriend. I'm just kidding. Don't break up with your girlfriend. Keep her. Anybody willing to be with you must be a winner. Boy, 98. That barbed wire tattoo, man, was fucking everywhere. Proud to say I never got one. Stagger Lee. Only a white guy in a Hawaiian shirt. Have some Frosted Flakes, baby. Conan is so like, living in San Diego, I have a lot of Mexican friends. He is so much like 7 dudes that I know. Like, he reminds me of like literally 7 other guys. Just his mannerisms, the way he talks. He's so matter of fact. And my chef is like that. You know, sometimes he would just be like, it's like kind of how Andrade's like, oh yeah, how you know? He's kind of like that. He's just like, what the fuck? And I like it. They don't play any games. All right. Is this Booker or is this Stevie? This is Stevie. I like Stevie Ray a lot. Stevie Ray's a pretty good wrestler, but if he were to not be a good wrestler, like let's say he sucked, he'd just make a great bodyguard. I think he could be a Mr. Hughes or a Sid or any other famous bodyguard. Diesel, Virgil. Way to thicken heel. What's going on? This Chavo is coming out. I thought Chavo had the hair match. Is he in 2 matches? Oh, Lord. He's got a little thing, and he's got a thing, a squirt gun or a super soaker or whatever, and then he's got a little... water pistol. Man, the arena has not changed much. I mean, at least from where I'm sitting here, it looks like even the seats are the same color. Nothing is different in there at all. Who's this referee? It's not Mickey J. It's, shit. I forget this guy's name. Like, Stevie is so big. I mean, him and Booker both are, but... Eddie the Barber Beefcake. Okay. Thank you, Mike Tenay. I was just about to look up what's going on here. Scott Dickinson. Thank you, Victor Colon. Who is the heel in this? Chavo, or I'm sorry, Eddie, and Eddie is right. I feel like Stevie's babyface. Because I think Booker's a babyface at this point, right? Hey, Greg, why didn't you tell us that Patrick Swayze, Tom Selleck, and Bruce Willis are related to you? The handsome genes run strong. Well, then I have told the story, right? Because in real life, legitimately, Tom Selleck, I really am related to him. He is a distant cousin somewhere. Remember the Magnum PI show? He used to always wear the Detroit hat. He's a Detroit guy. He's in our clan somewhere. Bruce Willis, thankfully, I'm not related to. Would have liked to be related to Patrick Swayze, though. But we're clearly not related. You'd know that in a second if you ever saw me dance. You're like, oh, yeah, no way. There's no way those two guys are related in any way. What's going on? Oh, he did that on purpose. Chavo just got himself purposely. Smart. If you got a match later, you better save your strength. That thing on Stevie Ray's shoulder, do you think that's a birthmark or a scar? Like, did he get that in like a fight or is it a burn? Like Dusty had the blotch on his belly, remember? Nobody ever knew where that came from. I always thought he got kicked by a mule. Because my grandpa had this like brown, like almost looked like a baseball. It kind of stuck out. And I asked him what happened. He's like, when I was a kid, I got kicked by like a donkey. And it just stayed there. So I always thought Dusty got kicked by a mule. Yeah, Stevie doesn't want this win, but he's got to take it. Hair versus hair. Oh, that's how I wasn't looking that he did that. So when they shook hands, he submitted. That's gold. I give up. All right, look at little Nate and his luscious head of hair he's got going on. Good thing your hair is not on the line there, Mr. Robinson. I remember having a conversation with Chavo once at a Waffle House, and when he was in WWE, and he was super nice. Oh, biting his ass? Okay, Chavo was a face here. Okay. I had a hard time figuring out what the hell was going on. Nice, Chris. Appreciate 5 more. In 2013, Stevie Ray got into the trucking business with Stevie Ray's Trucking. I sold him some things truckers legally need. He definitely had trucker's mouth. I don't want to know what that is. Don't describe what trucker's mouth is. Let's just keep that one. Let's leave that up to the imagination. Because that could be anything. Oh, maybe you mean trucker's mouth. Maybe you just mean he swears a lot. I thought it maybe was a condition. Some gnarly mangled chiclets or something. Oh, what is Chavo doing? He's trying to be Mr. Entertaining Man? There's no way Eddie gets his head shaved here. Oh, now Eddie hurt his foot. Chavo's not as nuts as we first thought. Okay, yeah, I kind of figured that out. I'm like, trucker's mouth. Like, what are they doing on the road? I don't know if I want to know. Yeah, cuss like a sailor, same thing. Just the phrase trucker's mouth immediately took my brain into a dark, dark place. I just started imagining late night rendezvous at truck stops and all that type of stuff. And I'm like, oh God, I'm thinking cold sores. I'm like, okay, trucker's mouth. I get it. Look at how, oh. Big backdrop. Yikes. Hassan, I very much did enjoy watching SummerSlam with everybody in Detroit, Michigan, or from Detroit, Michigan, yesterday on Peacock, or at least SummerSlam was in Detroit. I was not. Overall, seems like there's more criticisms than praise from last night's show with the main event and some of that stuff. Feel like WWE is coming dangerously close to when they finally do pull the trigger and take the belt off Roman. It's not going to have the impact. I mean, it might. I'm hoping it will. But when you pass on 3 really good opportunities, because honestly, Sammy, Cody, or Jay, any of those would have satisfied me as a fan. There was a story for all of them. And I would have been cool. I would have been ready for any of those men to take the title, regardless of who it was. Feels like Cody was the biggest letdown, but, maybe last night was a letdown too, because now they've turned Jimmy, and it's hard to make sense of it now until we hear what the explanation is on SmackDown. So you think of the other great stories in wrestling history, the NWO, Vince McMahon, and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Even those got a little weird, didn't they? By the time we got to 1999, Austin and McMahon couldn't even decide if they were friends or not. They were enemies at the Royal Rumble, faced off at the pay-per-view. Vince did the cage dive. Then after WrestleMania, they were kind of like temporarily friends. And then Vince becomes the higher power. And then by the end of the year, Vince is kind of back to being a babyface, sort of. I don't know what the hell's going on there. But him and then the Austin would come back and they would join forces in 01. Like their whole saga took a lot of twists and turns that didn't make any sense. The NWO, look at what a mess that became with the split, and then the secondary NWO members, and the faction just overgrew, and people were turning left and right. Sting, who stayed up in the rafters for 18 months, all because somebody thought he joined the NWO and he's got his feelings hurt. Even he joined the NWO. So sometimes you need to know when to end it, Some of these TV shows that go a few seasons too long, what happens? They start running out of ideas, and then they start doing weird shit, and we're ending on a high note would have been so much better. And they would have ended on a high note at WrestleMania or here, and Roman keeps the belt. Now, if we're waiting all the way until WrestleMania 40, It's a lot to ask for a fan base that's already impatient as hell. They have the patience and attention span of a fucking gerbil. So you're asking a lot for them to stick out a 3.5, 4 year championship run. But Roman's the man. Look, they got the Clippers right there. Yeah, I think I had that exact pair, except mine are black. David Penzer is hanging on to them. Oh, I'm out of my beer's empty. I'll be right back. While I'm gone, I'll be back in like 10 seconds, but hit that thumbs up. Can we get the likes to at least match the amount of people that are here? That would be awesome. Thanks. How does he know? All right. Eddie is in control of Chavo here. Bobby goes, "How do you know this stuff?" When Mike Tenay's rattling off facts. I would have liked to get like a 3 year run of Mike Tenay in WWE. Put him on SmackDown from like 03 to 06 or something. Might have been fun. Oh, Chavo, very close. Nice tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Great recovery. Like Eddie can do that too. You know, Chavo looked like he was coming right down on his head, but he was able just to kind of roll through it the same way Eddie can like roll out of a senton if he misses it or something. It's just amazing how smooth. Oh, on the floor now. Well, yikes, no padding. Bobby Heenan has never seen a hair versus hair match. Yes, you have, Bobby. You represented Andre the Giant in the main event of a show that had a hair match on it. Bobby Heenan. Who cares about him? He's dead. What did Paul Heyman say? He's dead. Yes, we are beaching the bashes on the cockpit. It's great. Oh, Victor, beating Backlund's record, that is crazy. I don't think WWE's concerned too much with Backlund's record. I think they're concerned with Hogan's record. And that's one that could be beat. Because that was about 4 years. So I would say if my math is correct, I would say by October 1st of next year, Roman will have beaten Hogan's record. Because Hogan held it from January of 84. No, actually just about 4 years exactly. So not even that long. Probably early September. September 10th is probably the date I'd put on that. So about a year now, and Roman's going to be there. That's fucking crazy. I mean, there's a chance. Oh, that maybe Roman, when he drops the title, he's dropping it as a babyface. That's very possible. We'll see. Remind me to talk about all this shit on Monday or tomorrow night. Nice tornado. I smell a trip to Floyd's. Nice. Hey, get the scissors out of the ring, man. That just makes me nervous. It's like I'm yelling at my kids. Get scissors out of there. Scissors are scary. I'm scared of scissors. I don't like them. Oh! Wow, another one. Another tornado DDT. Good one, too. Dun, 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 dun. I still got the music in my head. Get those scissors out of there, children. Don't cut his mullet. Oh, that's not right. Oh, good. Thank you, little Nate. Oh, he's going to roll him up now with the scissors. And he pinned him. Oh, my God. He's got scissors. Get him away from him. Why does that dumb shithead in the crowd think Hogan built the Viejas Arena? Hogan's from National City, as the sign said over there. Mm-hmm. You got to do it, Chavi. I don't remember if Chavo cooperates here or what. I guess he is. He's sitting down. Oh, he's gonna do it himself. That's. I mean, see, that's what I would do. I would just do it myself. I'm like, I do not want you doing it for me. They're not even barely working. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're working. I kind of forgot that Chavo was doing a crazy gimmick here. We'll be twins. Chavo or Eddie looks scared of him. Now you got to go to the back looking like that. That was probably before they had a whole lot of hair and makeup people because there weren't a lot of women on the show back then. So it's not like they have a team of hairdressers back there like WWE has now. I always love watching the live events because there's no makeup, you know. And I was like, I kind of like it. I was like, I kind of like seeing everybody come out. Like, you know, the wrestlers are always just kind of coming out in bare bones. I've seen some of the wrestlers carry the replica belts before. Their hair, I'm sure, looks good, but it's not as done up as it would be if it was a Raw or SmackDown or TV or something like that. And it was kind of like that back in the day, too. Sometimes wrestlers would wear their old gear, be dirty and shit. They didn't care. It's a fucking live event. Who cares? No reason to go through, if you're Rhea Ripley, through 2.5 hours of makeup, which has got to be very time consuming when you live the busy life of a WWE wrestler. That's why I'm glad. I'm just he's shaving it. This is really, we need to be appreciating what Chavo's doing here. He's cutting himself. He's bleeding a little bit. You cannot do that when you're sweaty. It's so hard. If your hair was dry, that should be coming right off. But man, sweaty, Oh my, he looks like Kane. There we go, Chavo. Get the front. Oh my God, that's got to be just feel awful. All that hair on your skin. I'd be driving me nuts. Oh, he's doing it though. It's coming off. Now he's finally got the groove now. And he's got that patch on the side. Shave your cowlick off. There you go. Chavo looks pretty good. I love that Nate is just stopping him. I just love that Chavo was like totally into it. Being bald's great. I recommend it. I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. I do not miss my hair at all. I wish I could have gone through high school looking like this. Yeah, whoever said earlier that Bobby looks great, you're right. He does. Tony, you honestly look better now than you did back in 1998. I just think of him, whenever I look at Tony, I think of him as gross. Like 4 or 5 years ago, I heard him tell a story to Conrad Thompson where he'd just gotten out of the shower, that he had his towel on, and he sat down on the bed, and his wife came in, and he did something like he bent over and like he accidentally shit. Like shit came out of his ass and landed on the carpet right in front of her. And he tells this whole story about how he just basically sharted on the carpet right in front of his wife after a shower. And I'm like, why are you telling us this? Tony Chardonnay. Nasty. Oh no, I know who this is. I cannot believe we let douchebag Inferno into our city. This place is way too chill, cool, and awesome for him. You come in, everything's so woke here. Ah, fuck off. Oh, he's got Alex right with him. They're friends now. I love that. The dancing douches. He's just a disco dancing fool. Oh, Alex, right. I can't look at you. Could you have found a tighter shirt? Well, I better not hear Disco Inferno ever talking bad about Aubrey Edwards. Look at your fucking honker. You goddamn donkey. Yeah, huh? I know. And then what happened? Fucking. Oh my God. Check out. Is that David Penzer? Good Lord. He's still rocking the 93 look, man. Arriba La Raza. Oh my God. Who the hell are they wrestling? Or who's Disco? Oh, he's wrestling Conan. Oh yeah, they do have a podcast together. Conan wants to know if you're listening to his podcast. He's DM'd me like 6 times. You listen to my podcast? I'm like, no, I don't like disco. He's a good guy. No, he's really not. Sorry. He's just being like that. He's just a troll. I'm like, I know. That's why I don't like him. That's why I like Conan. I didn't get blocked for that. It was just, he asked me, I told him. Look at him. Look at sexy. Look at BS. Wearing the boss gear. You know what, Nash? We will let you in San Diego anytime. You are always welcome in the whale's vagina. Oh, yeah, I remember WWE, one of their home videos. I think it was Triple H in China. And I have it on VHS, so it was a while ago, probably around this time, or 99 maybe. And they kind of follow Triple H and China around. They fly into a city and they go to the gym and shit. It's here. I think they're here in San Diego. I remember that too. I remember Triple H saying, "I like San Diego. It's a good area." I'm like, "You're damn right it is. It's fucking badass here." Nash, I, I I need to remind you that you're white. Sometimes he forgets. And I feel if I was a black guy, I'd be offended by Kevin Nash, what he's trying to pull off here. I'd be looking at my other friends going, okay, let's let Conan talk. Nash, stop trying to be cool. I might have to kick you out of the city. It was so crazy to me, too, to see Conan like this after he had a completely different gimmick prior to that. He did not have this charisma. The way he was dressing was just so. I mean, he had a good looking physique and stuff. Like when he was wrestling before, when he was like United States champion in like '95. I always thought he was a really like good looking professional wrestler. And this is where his look and his ring work declined, but his charisma increased, which at the end of the day probably kept him balanced in the spot. But he was over. Like people responded to his shtick in the ring, but it was a pretty funny transition. When the Water Boy came out, actually, I don't know what year that was. I was not a big fan of the Water Boy. I didn't hate it, but there's some Adam Sandler movies I really like, and there's some that I just won't touch. Waterboy, I did watch. I like Kathy Bates and fucking Fonzie and shit, but I was not a big fan of the Waterboy movie. There's that movie. I've never watched it because I won't. Just the trailer was enough to make me barf. Little Nicky, that one where he's like a devil or something. Like, what the fuck is he doing? I'm like, I can tell you that movie sucks. I've never seen it. But then he's got some good ones, like Big Daddy. He's got some hits in there. Damn. I'm about to say you got Luger and Big Sexy over there, and somehow Alex Wright is getting the better. Here comes somebody, Luger. There we go. Finally. Like, oh, torture rack to Alex. Oh, poor Alex. Oh no. Nash is gonna powerbomb Disco. This is gonna be the finish. Oh my god. Crowd loved that. Disco took a bump. That's it. And he's getting torture racked on the outside. This match was 10 times better than I thought it would be. Yeah, just finish him. Yeah, there we go. And there goes them WCW referees pointing to the hard cam to ring the bell. I still don't know what that's about after all these years. Never gotten an explanation. Like, who decided you to do that? So dumb. It actually seems like something WWE would do, to be honest. Fanny pack, that dude in the front row rocking the fanny. NWO Wolfpack shirt and a fanny pack. That's how you rolled back in '98. Oh, yeah, Jack and Jill, I've never seen. I won't watch it. Happy Gilmore is good. It's what helped boost him, but it's just really stupid. I don't remember. There's only a couple Adam Sandler movies I really like. Me and Elizabeth just watched Funny People. I've never seen that movie. We just watched that the other day. That was pretty good. I think when it came to Happy Gilmore or Billy Madison, I think I liked the one that came second, but I don't remember which one that was. The golf one or the school one. I don't know which one's more liked by the general public. I like this. I like Billy Madison because the female lead, Craig likes. Big Show, giant. You are just a few months away from climbing through the ring, through the mat into the cage, and on your first night, fuck up and cost your boss his match. Oh, this is Kevin Green. Oh my God. Kevin Green had already had some matches in WCW, right? Oh, you know what? I haven't seen Punch Drunk Love either. I need to see that one. I saw the recent one, the one where he Hustle or whatever, the one where he's like the basketball, is he agent or coach or I forgot what he is. That was good. I didn't hate 50 First Dates, even though I had a lot of that stupid Sandler comedy like Rob Schneider. I cannot stand Rob Schneider. He makes me just fucking puke. But 50 First Dates was good. Oh, and Wedding Singer. That's the other one I'm thinking of. Wedding Singer, Big Daddy. Those are my two favorites. 50 First Dates is okay. Mr. Deeds is okay. Madison and what's it called? Got him on the map. But some of that dumb stuff was just embarrassing. Look at Kevin Green. He looks like Hulk Hogan. He beat Giant here? I hope not. I didn't look at the results. I don't know who wins this. I hope Giant does not put over fucking Kevin Green. Oh, yeah. Guess he was still playing back then, right? Oh, yeah, I did see Click. That one was okay, too. A Wedding Singer, I think, is my all-time favorite. That was just too funny. I went to go see that movie on a date, actually. Really loved it. I mean, it was I remember the theater being real full and getting a lot of laughs and rocking out to the soundtrack. Wedding Singer was great. Yagulia? Yeah, Green is in really good shape. When did Kevin Green retire? Anybody got the stats on Kevin Green? I think he finished with the Panthers, right? Because he still got the hair going here. Or maybe he grew the hair back. I can't remember. No, I've never seen That's My Boy. Oh, and the other one, I've never seen Chuck and Larry because it just looks so dumb. I don't like Paul Blart. I don't like him or whatever his name is. I don't find him funny. Oh, big spine buster to Kevin Green. Like, you got to remember how to bump or that's going to really, really hurt. Ugh. Yeah, I like Big Daddy, Wedding Singer, and 50 First Dates because it had heart, you know? And some of those other movies don't have heart. It's just shit. Ugh. Hey, good stat there, Victor. Only 2 people who aren't with us anymore on this show. I'm trying to think of the matches we've already seen. Kevin Green passed away. That blows my mind. I kind of forgot that Kevin Green passed away. Thank you. He was with the second stint with Carolina in '98. Where did he go in between? He made his kind of name in Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, he died. That's right. He died. That is crazy. Yeah, I guess you're right. Everybody that we've seen so far, so it's Eddie and Kevin Green, right? I mean, Eddie didn't even wrestle technically, but he was there. Oh, yeah, yes, he did. What am I talking about? We're going to see Miss Elizabeth come out tonight or anything like that. I don't know who else is really left. See, I do one thing I wish WCW did do that WWE was doing at the time, and that would be helpful now to a viewer 25 years later, is it would have been nice to get a quick little 30-second, 1-minute video package recap of why we're seeing this match. And WWE would do that for every one of their matches, for the most part. If not, they would go very much in detail as to why we're seeing this, or they would at least cut to some sort of video clip. They were very efficient and took the time to do that stuff. And WCW would just be match after match, and they would just expect you to know. Mike Tenay and Shivani and Bobby would tell the story, and you would get an idea of why they're wrestling. Oh, last night on Nitro, this happened or this happened. Well, show us. Actually show us. And they didn't do a whole lot of that. Maybe saw a little bit more when Russo got there. But they weren't doing it here ever. I don't think they were streamlined enough for that. Wow, one big right hand to Kevin Green. Last I heard, Steve McMichael is in pretty grave condition. I think he's with us though, but he's not doing well at all. Oh yeah, Kurt Hennig. I forgot about Kurt. Okay, so he just left for. Oh yeah, I do remember when he went to the Niners. That's right. So that was just a one year deal there, and then back to Carolina to finish up with them. Cool. They did like him in Carolina. I lived there. I lived there when the Panthers were formed in '93. Ooh. And I remember never really caring about Carolina, kind of being a troll, because I always had a loyalty to Michigan. Choke slam. That's it. Oh, you better not kick out of this. 1, 2. All right. Phew. Good. Giant better win that match. And I remember kind of like ragging on Carolina Panthers a little bit because I was salty because all of my Detroit teams kept getting their asses kicked by North Carolina teams, or all my Michigan teams, and I was living down there in the middle of that. And so at least I had a Carolina team that I knew was going to suck because they were an expansion team. But then all that ended into 2000, I think it was 3, when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and they had a really good showing, almost won the game. And I was like, all my hatred for them evaporated. I'm like, you know what? I made my peace. with Carolina. They're my home now, and no hard feelings type of thing. I just kind of wanted them to win that year, and Patriots got the W. Kurt's still pretty young here. See, I mean, if one person is capable of exploiting that inexperience, it would be someone like Mr. Perfect. I always say his name, Mr. Perfect, because at WrestleMania 10, when they had the not the Backstreet Boy, the new kid on the block, do the introductions, and he announced the special referee, and he goes, Mr. Perfect. It was just funny. So I always say Mr. Perfect's name like that. Hey, look, a video recap. See, we need more of this. I like the little video effect frame. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was Jericho messing with Malenko. I also liked how sometimes WCW would have a darker ring mat. No physical. See, again, this is just another example of how their production quality sucks. Like, what are these little stupid effects they're doing? And instead of showing this whole thing, just chop it up, sound bites, and add some music. Like, that's where you would have the big climax of the music hit right there. Dun, 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 dun. You know what I mean? Make a video package out of this. Like, they're just showing the whole thing. They're replaying the whole entire thing, which wastes time. These are just the worst effects. I just can't get over the two little strips there. Damn, he's got some of Jericho's hair. Now, help my timeline here. Are we coming up? That Battle Royal's got to be coming up soon, right? Where Malenko, is that a Halloween Havoc? So that'll still be a couple months away if I'm right on that. Where Malenko is under the mask as Cycloplay and he takes it off at the end and gets that pop. I think that's coming up soon. We Are Pro Wrestling. Check my math on that. Oh, man, Jericho's going to have Walls of Jericho, of course. Of course. Ah, Jericho's got the hat. I love it. Who's for Larry? Larry? Not. I hope not CM Punk's dog, Larry. To want me. Stinko Malenko. Oh, Larry Zbyszko. Oh, really? Okay, I don't think he's passed away. Stop putting stupid shit in the chat. No, I'm seeing nothing on Zbyszko. So JJ Dillon's out here to make some sort of ruling. Yeah, Mike, don't assume that stuff so we're not all looking online because we don't want to hear about somebody passing away. So don't just speculate. Apparently, nobody is dead, y'all. Don't just be spamming shit. I hope so. Yeah. I don't know who the opponent is. Or somebody said Ray. I think it's Ray. Yeah, Seth, WCW really loaded up their pay-per-views with a lot of whack-ass matches. At Halloween Havoc in a couple of months, they'd run into a lot of time problems because they'd have the dumbest matches on there that they didn't need to have. All right, so now we're getting Ray. Well, this one should be pretty fun. Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho. I'll take that. Yeah, of course. San Diego, hometown boy here. And so this is going to be a no disqualification match, and it's for the Cruiserweight title. Hey, at least WWE's not putting Booyaka over this music and having Ray come out to that. Luckily, we don't have to wonder who's that jumping out the sky. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so Ray's been out of action. He's got a knee brace on now, too. So he's been out of the ring for, I think they said 6 months. He looks bronzed, tanned. He looks great. That's awesome. It's crazy that Ray is still, both of these guys. I mean, that's pretty amazing when you think about what we're watching here. Both of these guys are still active. That's nuts. This match is 25 years old. It's over 25 years old. And Jericho has got a match at an 80,000 seat show in Wembley Stadium, or at least he probably does. And Rey Mysterio had a match at WrestleMania this year against his son. That's just insane. Dominic was probably just being born at this point. Dominic was he was probably less than a year or something at this point. Oh. And that's just insane. Oh. Ha, you got Mysterio's song in your head. Good. I never really loved any of Ray's songs. Yesterday at work all day. Or no, not yesterday. The last time I worked, Friday night. Because I was home watching SummerSlam with y'all. Friday night, I had Let My Love Open the Door, Pete Townsend, in my head a good 13 hours. And I was very happy when it dissipated. I actually like the song. Pearl Jam's covered it a couple times. It's really good. But I was getting tired of hearing it loop in my head. And I don't know how it got there. No idea. It was just there. Oh, yeah. And I'm talking about that when we get a Hurricane Rana onto the sand from the lifeguard tower. And Jericho is sandy. That sucks, man. I was hoping somebody would bump in the sand. I took a bump in the sand. Oh, no way. I was like, I got to do it. Man, I was wondering when they're rolling backwards to take that bump if, like, the sand has a sandpaper effect on their skin rolling around on that mat. That beach ball had a family. That was fun. I'm glad. I hope we get more action over there. Oh, God. Tightrope. Big power slam, basically, from the top rope. What did they do at the previous year's Bash at the Beach? What was 97? I mean, I know 96, the NWO formed, so we're 2 years into NWO. Oh. What did Jericho take down? His knee pad or his shoe? Oh. Come on, Ray. It's fun making this match a no DQ. Cruiserweight matches are already nuts. Now you put some lifeguard towers, some sand, and make it anything goes. We got ourselves a party. Oh. Oh. Kind of an X Factor, sort of. I think the first person I ever saw do this to signal a top rope move is Too Cold Scorpio. Dean Malenko. I like his shirt. He's got merch. I would totally wear that shirt if we could find one. Yeah. Good. Ray wins the title in his hometown. Hell yeah. With a little help from referee Dean Malenko, who we saw on a 1986 episode of Saturday Night's Main Event just a week or two ago. Oh, Arn Anderson. Oh, he got in Jericho's way. He's now attacked. Eyes of ice, the back of the shirt says. They just cut away from the backstage brawl. Scotland Sturgio, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Welcome to the family. Thanks for joining up. Glad you're here, man. You're kind of an honorary member, though. But yeah, right on. Happy you're here. Hope you're doing well. Ooh. Ray did land kind of hard on the sand there, but maybe Hoffa. Who knows what's buried under there? Maybe Hoffa. Yeah. In a sand pile in the Viejas Arena in San Diego, California. It's exactly where he is. Oh, he's already got the Dominic tattoo, so Dominic's born. But he's a youngin'. Another thing that made the NWO work so perfectly was this music. Me and my friends used to trip out over this. Oh my God, and have Brett come out to this is heartbreaking. But the NWO music was awesome. I just cannot believe this is still surreal for me to see. I mean, Screwjob had only happened 8 months prior. Brett is coming out to the NWO music. 2 years earlier, the NWO was forming, and you think about 2 years later, Bret Hart would be in that very group. It just is still hard for me to wrap my head around. I didn't like Bret's WCW music either, so he lost his awesome music going to WCW, and he had their shitty version. Now he's got to fight Booker T for the television championship. Very title that stands right there. That guy. That's the belt Booker T is wearing. Raising the roof. Oh, I forgot about raising the roof. I forgot we raised roofs. Roofs. I forgot that. Oh, man. Rodzilla. I mean, Booker T and Bret Hart on paper is a tremendous match. And Bret just, did you see his face? The not impressed face? I mean, is this a title match? Bret Hart, I think, okay. I think the next night on Raw is when Shawn Michaels returns after being off from WrestleMania. He returns with shorter hair and he does commentary. And I remember him, or it might have been another week, but I think it was just this first week. And I remember him getting on commentary and shitting on the competition. Last night we were brutalized by our competition. He was talking about this show. He was talking about Bash at the Beach. Because even though the Rodman and Malone thing was interesting, I think at the time the match was kind of criticized. Just the whole WWE was doing better with their pay-per-views basically at the time. And then later, Bret Hart's name comes up and Sean's like, who are you, some mid-carder? Probably referencing the fact that Bret Hart is wrestling for the fucking TV title right here at Bash at the Beach. I mean, it just sucks. I mean, Brett was literally wrestling for money here. It's all he was doing because you're not going to do anything to improve your legacy by going to WCW, you know, being forced out of WWE, having to take this deal to where, yeah, sure, you're going to make a lot of money, but you're going to be subject to this shit. And Brett is not going to be what he was in WWE. Yeah, just crazy to see Brett in WCW. It just does not look right. It feels like two universes overlapped by mistake, and they've got a Bret Hart running around in WCW. And it just doesn't look, my brain can't process it to this day. And it's been 25 years. And I still can't I still can't look at this and be like, I cannot fucking believe that Bret Hart had to go to WCW. I mean, he's still in shape here. He's still capable of having good matches. I just wish he could have stuck around in WWE for another 2 years. Gone out with the hero's welcome, retired in 2001 or something like, oh my God, or 2002. Maybe when Brock came around, might be time for Bret to say, okay, peace. I'll go ahead and get Kurt. Yeah, and that's right. Then we would do Road Wild. That's right. That was coming up, and that's when Jay Leno is going to get involved. And I don't think it's a coincidence that they were trying a lot of this shit right after the success of what Mike Tyson did in January, because next thing you know, Bischoff's trying to get polarizing names. You know, Dennis Rodman was in the news for a lot of reasons back then, but WWE executed the Mike Tyson stuff better than they executed this. Trying to get Jay Leno involved, just trying to do anything to add another spark. But WWE was starting to turn the heads at this point. Yeah, that might be the same set of tapings there where China was attacked or intimidated by the nation. Because I do know there was a Raw taping involved there too, I think. So I want to say that night on Raw, Sean returned. And then the day after, they did a Raw taping, and Sean might have been there for that too. And I think that's where that segment took place, but I can't remember. Hmm. Hmm. I don't recall who wins this. I think Booker T does because I don't remember Brett being TV champion. I know Brett was US champ, and he'd eventually get the world title near WCW's dying end. Hmm. Crazy. Hmm. Oh, look at Booker T taking those uppercuts. I like how Billy Silverman is WCW's Mike Chioda. It's like they have one too. Hey, look, we got a Chioda. We call him Billy Silverman. We call ours Billy Silverman. Oh. Hmm. Look out, Brett. Oh. Booker T had those long limbs, man. God, those kicks were crazy. They were like they were wings to a oh shit. Windmill or something. Yeah, good. Brett can lock in the Sharpie. Oh, Spinaroonie. They weren't called the Spinaroonie back then, right? They were just a breakdance. Ooh, wow. Big missile dropkick to Brett. That was good. And Brett puts his foot on the rope, saves himself. Hmm. Booker T. Oh, we're going to get a bell? Yeah, we are. Booker T dove over the rope and Brett had a chair and hit him coming down. So that is a DQ on Brett. Booker will win the match and retain the title. And Brett will work him over with the chair, I guess, until somebody saves him. Yeah, no spinner. They don't calling it the Spinaroonie yet. Oh, taking him down, taking him down. I just love that he keeps pointing to the audience to ring that. Just drives me crazy. Still doing it. Edited out, choppy, choppy. What a disgrace. Luckily, I have the original version. Uncut, no pun intended. Oh, sharpshooter on the ring post. Oh, he's got it on good, too. He's got it on good. He's flipping off the other Mike Chioda. Damn. Yeah, Stevie Ray was here. Booker's just all on his own. Finally, who's coming? Who is this? I can't even tell who this is. Oh, it's Stevie. He's not in a big hurry to get there. Yeah. Why is he taking his time? Why is he taking his time? He's just casually walking out there. Well, I had to finish my sandwich first. I can't just be running out saving everybody. To his Harlem roots. So Stevie wanted Booker to return to his brawling style instead of trying to be a professional wrestler, but it's winning him championships. Stevie turn on him here. Shut up. Look at that doctor. He's like not intimidated by Stevie Ray at all. He's like, yeah, whatever, big fella. Ooh, Goldberg and Kurt Hennig up next. I like it. I wonder if they, because they did the thing where Hennig called out Goldberg prior to this, but I'm wondering if they knew at that time that they were going to do the Goldberg title win. Probably not. Goldberg was already U.S. champ. I've proposed this same type of thing for Gunther. You put Gunther in a situation with Roman Reigns. You know, Roman is not going to be booked for the next couple of shows, and maybe he just stays gone, and then they have like a J.J. Dillon moment where they're like, you have not defended the title, so you're going to defend it this Friday night on SmackDown against current Intercontinental Champion Gunther. You booked it for SmackDown, you take the belt off of Roman right there on TV. Oh, Hogan, my God. See, they're trying to do a little video package here, but it still sucks. They're just doing it to Goldberg's music. Some of it's slow motion, some of it's not. And now here's a replay. It's just basic. That was a big deal. Thank you. Just that toilet paper coming in the ring at the end was so perfect. That's when you were like, holy shit, this guy might actually be unstoppable. Yeah, Doug, they definitely were. All right. Michael Buffer's here for this? Oh, about to say, this is Goldberg's match first. I forgot. Buffer's going to do too. All right, Hennig, see if you can take home the gold. I know this is going to be a quick match. Can't be that long. By this point in WWE, they were already doing the Are You Ready to Suck It? Michael Buffer stole that from them. Except he changed the words from Suck It to Rumble. What a thief. All right, here comes the NWO. And that classic theme music that not only Brett came out to earlier, but now Kurt Hennig as well. Bret Hart and Kurt Hennig were actually stablemates, and it kind of goes forgotten. You kind of almost don't remember that. Goldberg. And Hennig's tough. I'm surprised. I'm curious how this match is going to look. I mean, Hennig's going to eat a spear and get pinned, obviously. Mark Alon, appreciate the $2. Finn Balor was buried. Very mad about Finn Balor. Well, there's nothing we can do about that, is there, Mark? So you can either dwell on it and let it ruin your fucking life, or you can just move on with your life. I recommend moving on. Here comes Goldberg. He was already doing the snorting of the fireworks and stuff, right? Yeah, I don't know. I guess Rick Rude ain't coming out here for this. No need for him to be. Well, Rick Rude and Goldberg shoot. I think Rick Rude will whoop his ass. It does look good on him. I will say that. I'm not a Goldberg fan, but that was the right move at the time for them. They get criticized for not doing it at a pay-per-view or not doing it here at this show, but that Georgia Dome setting worked, man. Wow, yeah, he's definitely going to do the fire. Is he not getting burned? How do you like your Goldberg? Already got his head thing busted open already. That thing stayed on his head for years. And I forgot, right after he won the title, he must have just forfeited the U.S. title, right? Kind of immediately. I mean, Goldberg really helped keep them alive. I mean, he was a new, fresh thing that they desperately needed because the NWO was growing stale and WWE had a lot of fresh things, lots of them. DX, Austin, The Rock, all that stuff was just starting to happen. And WCW was it was starting to kind of be like the bloodline. Okay, and how many times are we going to do the same finish to the match here? And that was happening a lot with Hogan and the NWO, and they fell ass backwards into this breath of fresh air in Goldberg, and he helped keep them afloat longer than they probably should have been here in '98. Because I think other than Goldberg, there wasn't much to see on WCW that would be considered, better than WWE. But the Goldberg stuff was people were tuning in for his stuff. It's a shame Rude could never get back in the ring. Oh, look at Kurt laying the chops, and I'm loving it. What is Goldberg trying to do? Kept it for 2 years, maybe. Oh, I'm about to say Goldberg's no selling these boots, but Kurt is. Kurt is holding his own. Oh, kind of a jackhammer. I just worry about Kurt staying safe in there with this freaking maniac. All right, Goldberg's going to jackhammer him here. I'm assuming. Nope. Hennig takes him down, single leg. Oh, and he's going to do that thing. Ooh. That move I thought was gnarly as a kid. He's been using that since the 80s. That move always made no sense to me. Brett does it a lot too, jumping up and landing on the knee like that. I'm like, just move your leg. Yeah, I would have liked to see what a Rick Rude comeback would have been like, and how much he would have been able to do. And I think attitude and personality wise, he wouldn't have been out of his element in the new era. I think, I mean, he had already done some spots for ECW and he was there at the beginning of DX. So if he made a comeback, I got, for WCW or even after the buyout, if he did something in WWE, I think in terms of what he offers on the mic and his attitude and his demeanor and all of that would have fit right in. Oh, him and Austin already have history from WCW. Maybe do something with them. Would have been fun. Well, Kurt Hennig's about to die here. He just got speared into oblivion. A jackhammer. Here it is. Up. And that is it. Goldberg wins or retains. I forgot that was even a title match. 112. Oh, yeah. Michael Buffer was here. Of course, it's a title match. What am I thinking of? All right. Goldberg gets the victory. I'm going to go grab a cold one. Goldberg cannot be hurt. He cannot be stopped. And he would make it until December. We watched that one. We did the Starcade 98 watch along a year or two ago. I wonder if we'll ever make it to the point where we have to watch a pay-per-view again. We'll ever have to start repeating some of these WrestleManias or something. It's weird. I mean, Goldberg and Sting, in my mind, are like the only stars WCW ever made. DDP to a degree, but Goldberg was the only one that kind of organically got over the way he did, especially at that time period. And Sting kind of came in, and he was kind of a good substitute for Magnum TA after what happened to him. And DDP got over on his own, but Goldberg really feels like the only star, really, that they ever created. With an honorable mention to Sting, because they did make Sting. Oh, here we got a little video package. They're using some of WWE's go-to production music. They still suck at it, though. Look at them. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, Rodzilla. Nice effects. Ooh, look at this editing. This is awesome. Fucking truck. What's this about? I forgot what this is like. See, this is what they really needed to do, only better, for like each one of their matches. Experience. This is so bad. This is like an amateur YouTuber making like a tribute video or something to Bash at the Beach. Like, it's so bad. Damn, WCW, get your shit together, man. You're in the big time now. That is the most cheaply made and produced video package I've ever seen. I could make something 100 times better than that in 8 minutes. Yeah, Ray, I'm trying to remember what was the Bash main event? Was that? I don't know what it would have even been. 97. I cannot think of what they were doing. Hogan probably defended the title. against someone. Not the Giant again, right? Outsiders might have been tag champs at that time. I don't know. Let's get ready to suck it. Hogan and Rodman, was that year too? What? Is that for real? Have I forgotten this? Bobby goes, I wonder what Rodman will have on. You're about to find out there, Bobby. Shit, it was Dennis Rodman. Okay, so Dennis Rodman, he's already been doing this. This is his second bash at the beach. I forgot he was there the previous year. Worked against Luger and the Giant. Okay, interesting. Looking at the card, I don't remember any of this stuff. Scott Hall and Randy Savage beat Diamond Dallas Page and Kurt Hennig. Miss Elizabeth and Kimberly were both out there. Holy crap. Wow. Maybe we'll watch that one. Yo, first name John. Good to see you. Oh yeah, another dub over because this would have been probably Jimi Hendrix, right? But I can live with this dub because at least this is not obnoxious. This is the NWO's music, which I like. So I can live without having Jimmy on this one. It's just when the edits are so bad that I can't stand it. You get Rodzilla. I forgot the Disciple is already in full force by this point. WCW did not make Ray. WCW gave Ray a platform. Ray was already he was already a prodigy coming in. So all Ray needed was a platform. All he needed to do was be on TV and he was going to make it. So I wouldn't say that WCW did a whole lot for Ray other than giving him that platform. They did not develop his character. If anything, they devolved it when they took his mask off. They did not do Ray any favors whatsoever other than giving him a ring to work in and a television show to showcase abilities. That's it. But Goldberg needed a little bit more help because he was going to be a main eventer. So they actually did need to take steps to make him, creating that streak, things like that, where Ray was just too good. He was going to succeed no matter what. He could have signed in WWE and done the same thing, but they just didn't have the cruiserweights back then. Rodman is so tall. Here's DDP's dubbed over bullshit. At least they try to keep this kind of in the same style of what his other one was, but still not good. That guy's getting a lot of TV time there in the front row. He's got a backstage pass and everything. I'm Karl Malone. Oh yeah, Raw Homecoming. We could do a watch along for that for members only. Sure, it would be a good members one. I guess I did a review of that. I'm like, why do I think I've done that? I guess it's the review I've done. No, the Night Kane unmasked. I feel like we've watched that too, haven't we? God, this is taking a long time with this music. Here we go. Karl Malone. I mean, whoa, he almost got hit in the face. I mean, Karl Malone, he does look like a wrestler, or he's got a body for one. I remember when he, in watching him in the NBA, I always thought he had really, really broad shoulders. They stuck out. They were big. He looked like he had Rhea Ripley shoulders. And you didn't see a lot of that in the NBA back in those days. A lot of the players were skinny little white guys and stuff. They did not have the bodies that you have now in the NBA. Everybody's jacked and big and muscular. Back then, people were skinny. And Karl Malone always stuck out as somebody that was just big and like, look at his physique. He's got a wrestler body. Yeah, I would not have paid $50 for this pay-per-view. I did order a few WCW pay-per-views over the years, but everything back then they were all $40. Everything was $40. Everything was $39.99. Both companies. But even back then, adjusted for inflation, it's probably about the equivalent of $50 to $60 now. But they were all kind of the same price, and you just had to decide if it was worth it or not. I know I bought Halloween Havoc 98 because I was able to somehow see the whole Goldberg and DDP match. My pay-per-view feed never cut. So I was one of the lucky ones. Mike, you're cut off from telling us what you think. From now on, facts only from you. Make sure what you're saying is true before you just throw it in there. I'm trying to think if I got any other ones in 98. I know one year I got a Spring Stampede. I think that might have been 97. I know I got Halloween Havoc 98. I think I got a Road Wild. I might have got a Road Wild one year because I remember watching them. I don't know why I did that. I definitely did not get the Jay Leno one, so it must have been 97. What else? I know I got more than that. I'm trying to think. Oh, I got a couple of uncensoreds. Oh, and I definitely got a Slamboree too because I remember the recording. Like back in those days, kids, you wouldn't believe it. You had to call and do all this shit to order. And it would be this like automated recording, and the lady or the voice was a female voice, and it would say to order Slamboree, and just the way she said it, I'm like, I feel like I'm ordering a kids show. And I remember, all right, we're starting off with Malone and Rodman here, and I'm like, I don't want to order Slamboree, I want to order Slamboree, and I remember just dying laughing at that. Yeah, take off your Oakleys or whatever. Rodman, you were one of the most buggy-eyed looking dudes I've ever seen. I miss it. I'm a Pistons fan. He won championships in Detroit as a member of the Bad Boys. Back then, he just had a normal hairstyle, no tats. He was normal. And then he leaves and goes to the Spurs and becomes a madman. And the fact that these two guys just faced in the NBA Finals is mind-blowing to me. The fact that Rodman's like, yeah, I got my ring. I got a few of them, actually. So with Rodman, after Detroit, was it Spurs, Bulls, Lakers? Is that how it went for him? What was the order? Yeah, I remember cracking up at Homecoming too, because as much as I love Dusty Rhodes, I remember him being a big part of that cookie bullshit in TNA. And then they bring him in. And now he's like, I'm great to be back in the WWE. I'm like, you were bringing cookies to him. You were trolling him just months ago when you were with TNA. Now here you are, acting like you ever were on Raw ever. You never were. Dusty was gone before Raw ever debuted. But that's okay. Everything Dusty does gets a pass because he's Dusty. The fact that these guys can like work together. I mean, I'm assuming, I don't know if they were necessarily friends, Rodman and Malone, or if they were just professional enough. I mean, if they weren't going to tear each other's heads off on the court, now they got a fake fight. And it's just weird too. Like, they must have also wanted to do this because think about how much money an NBA player makes. I don't recall the details of these deals, what it took financially to get them in, but think about the money they're making as NBA champions or contenders or a superstar all-star like Karl Malone. What could WCW offer them that would even be attractive with the type of money they're already making? A half a season sets them for life. And these guys are 15-year vets. So it must be partially them just wanting to have some fun and do some stuff. Feel bad. Karl Malone never got a ring either, did he? He never got one with LA, right? Because I think my Pistons stopped it from happening. Karl Malone and Charles Barkley. Ringless. Crazy. It's kind of like Kurt Hennig and Owen Hart and Scott Hall never being world champ. It's crazy, but it's true. Or Piper. He's like a condor. Pistons, Spurs, Bulls, Lakers. Look at there. I was right. I remember when I was a kid, I was like maybe 10 or 11, maybe like 1988. And I had a poster of Dennis Rodman in my room, but it was like a small one. It was like a PSA or something for asthma. And it's like an overhead shot of Rodman dunking or laying up a shot. Hogan just got body slammed by Karl Malone. And on it says, even with asthma, you can achieve anything. And I'm like, oh, I learned Dennis Rodman has asthma. At least that's what the poster told me, unless it's full of shit. Anybody ever seen Dennis with an inhaler? DDP wants Rodzilla. I'm surprised Rodman, with all his tattoos, doesn't want to be shirtless. He wears dresses and does everything else. Why don't you want to just be showing off all your art? You definitely don't mind being outlandish. Be more outlandish. I like that he's wearing wrestling boots, though. I gotta get. Wow. I mean, not a bad sell at all. This is not that bad. I mean, all this stuff has got to be just one move at a time type of thing. They're not going to be able to string up any sort of real wrestling here. Just do a couple spots, suck in the crowd, take a bump, boom. That's all you need. Simple. Oh, another incorrectly taken bump by Rodman, but it still looked good. So Rodman would come back in '99 and feud with Macho Man. Really? I guess I kind of remember that. I didn't realize he was in for like 3 years there. Oh, and he spit at him. God damn. I love that Rodman was cool being a heel. No problem. He spit back at him. Oh my God. I mean, I would not want to pick a fight with Rodman. Rodman and those bad boys in the Pistons days would murder their opponents. They were so unbelievably physical. Wow, good arm drag. Rodman does not want to lose his headband for some reason. I will say this. Karl Malone, between the two of them, definitely has the looks. I feel like if Mr. Hanky was an actual person, it'd be like Dennis. Just unpredictable, crazy eyes, kind of smelly. Oh, oh, wow, yeah. Oh, my God, Rodman, you've got to learn how to. It's so funny when you watch guys take bumps who don't know how to manage the ropes and stuff. I think Rodman was even surprised that he's like, oh, man, I fucking ate shit on that. But nope, still got to fix that headband, make sure that's straight and not falling off. Why doesn't DDP just take it off? They taught Rodman how to do a headlock. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. Rough landing there. Ha, thank you, Shivani. Oh, wow. Rodman just working that do-rag. Jesus. I kind of like the way Rodman is bumping. It's a mess, but it still kind of looks halfway good because he's certainly not trying to protect himself in any way. He's landing hard every time, and it's sloppy looking, but Hogan is tall. I mean, he's almost matching Malone here in height. I really loved the NBA in the 80s and 90s. I was a big fan. Yeah, Rodman falling is fun. I like it. He's a mess. Look, he's over there like, I don't know, he's throwing up. He's just winded. I mean, those pants, it looks like Karl Malone's like wearing Trish pants. Like, I'm ready for him to deliver a chick kick. Like, he's got the baggy bottoms on him. Oh, raining punches on Karl Malone. This is crazy. Hogan and Karl Malone. Is Karl going to take a bump here? I mean, you got to think about the very minimum amount of training they've had there. DDP, I mean, his guy giving him the basics. Carl's doing good. He's selling more than Rodman. Rodman kept worrying about the stupid headband or the bandana. Hogan always did that. I love that move. Oh my God, Rodzilla landing an elbow and not a very good one on Karl Malone. Looks like he landed his whole body on him. Show him your ring, Dennis. letting these guys take. I would be careful. God, this makes me nervous. Oh, bump, flat back bump for Karl Malone. I love the Karl Malone. Well, I guess he's going to have to give DDP the hot tag. It would be hard for Karl to have that responsibility. Now, you're asking the wrong guy on Modern King of the Rings. I have no idea. I know we've had Xavier and Corbin, and did Sheamus win once too? About to say, I hope they taught Malone how to kick out properly too. It's just wild. I couldn't imagine like a couple of years ago in the middle of the NBA Finals, like LeBron and Steph Curry are on opposite Survivor Series teams or something. Or well, I guess it would have to be something in June. On the opposite sides of a tag team match at Money in the Bank. Or maybe in Money in the Bank. That would be crazy. That would be the best. They get a chance to, then if one of them wins it, they can cash in on the other one if they lose the NBA Finals to them. That would be crazy. Rodman just doesn't know how to like do what he's supposed to do. I wonder if any of the Bulls or Jazz representatives were watching this, like gritting their teeth. I'm surprised that Malone was contractually allowed to do this. Oh, not a, oh, thank God he didn't he didn't rotate too far on that suplex. Is that Carl's wife? Okay, Carl Malone's wife for sure. I feel like they're going to give this match way more time than it needs, just based on the time on the timer here. There was Rodman again, falling down again. Now we're down to DDP and Hogan. At least a couple of guys that at least know what's going on. Oh, yep. Ooh. Oof. And then he puts it back on. He puts the belt back on. I love it. No, I need that, brother. Don't throw it into the crowd, please. Yeah, nice. See, Rodman even knows. He knows how to double team in a heelish manner. Yeah, the NBA finals were over by this point, but I think some of the build, they were doing shit on TV during the finals, weren't they? All right, now Paige has gotten overworked here. Oh, right on his face. Oof. Big closey. Oof. Man. San Diego was not treated to a good one here. Man, oh man. I can see why Sean made those comments the next night. Like, this is where WWE was beating WCW, was in their pay-per-views. Pay-per-views were just better. Hmm. They run 5 or 6 miles a night. I think they run more than that, Bobby. I walk about anywhere from 5 to 10 a day or a night at work. Busy nights, it's usually close to 10, and then on slow nights, it's close to 5. Oh. How long? I mean, this is an amazingly long match. Like, see, if it was me, I'd be going for the finish now. I'd just be like wrapping it up. All the guys got their shit in. Rodman and Malone had their thing. They both got in there. They both took some bumps. Quit while you're ahead. Don't put the fans to sleep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Page fighting back. He's trying to get out. Now Malone's got to get the hot tag. I hope it's a Malone and Rodman tag. Rodman is tagged in. Rodman should have decked him one. It's one of his primary moves, front face lock. Yeah, Rodman's holding on. Hey, yo, Carl Malone, you need to pay attention, man. DDP was kind of close to a tag, and Carl was messing with the audience. Dumb Carl Malone. Honestly, I like the Dynamite that I attended in May or June. I forgot when it was. I think it was June. I like that show better than this one in the Viejas. Ooh. Be an interesting way to build an arena. Has anybody gone down? Like, basically, what if you put the ceiling at slightly above ground level, and then you enter from the top and you go down into the arena, and it's like kind of like an underground arena. Might protect it from weather. Oh, well, I guess a lot of shit could fall on your ceiling. Oh, big spinning Spinning body slam from Karl Malone to Dennis Rodman is after he got the hot tag. Oh, he's going to double noggin knocker. I love that do-rag is still on. Oh, wow. Jesus. That sell on the noggin knocker. Like, Rodman is just... I don't think Rodman knows that you can... He's not pulling anything. He's taking every bump full force. Rodman is probably going to be the most sore out of everybody the next day. Hogan gave him one more. He's going to try to diamond cutter Hulk Hogan. Ha! He's shown a lot more emotion than I've seen in any of his games. Well, don't let his coaches hear that. Boom! Diamond cutter to Hogan. What's going to happen? Is Rodman going to run in? I feel like he's going to have to. Oh, cutter to Rodman. Not a bad one. Rodman goes out. Are they going to pin them both? Oh, no, the disciple. Oh, a stunner. Stone Cold disciple stunner to DDP. 1, 2, 3. Oh, my God. And Brutus the Barber disciple helps Hogan and Rodman beat DDP and Karl Malone. That is crazy. Oh. Oh. Malone nails disciple. Not the best match, although I do got to give props to Rodman's hilarious bump taking abilities. They were hilarious. Malone thinks he won. You did not. Oh, no, he's going to hit the referee. Oh, pretty good one, too. Karl Malone's like, well, I don't work here. I can't diamond cutter my own officials in the NBA as much as I'd like to. So, gonna have to settle for Little Nate. Hogan and Rodman get the win. We beat him fair and square. We beat him fair and square. Of course we did. Of course you did, Hulk. Fair and square. Oh my God. Yeah, that was the finish. You know, in my head, I thought this pay-per-view was going to be kind of fun. I mean, it was, obviously. It's fun to watch this, but when I looked at it on paper, I'm like, oh, this will be good. These matches are interesting looking. I vaguely remember all this stuff. So we'll watch this one tonight. And then I kind of realized after that it is kind of a bad pay-per-view. So sorry for making you suffer through that. The last, I think, 2 watch-alongs have been determined by me. So maybe we'll let the next one get decided by a poll. Karl Malone and DDP are just leaving through the crowd while Hogan and Rodman celebrate. I mean, Hennig's out there. Scott Hall's out there. It's like not only did Karl Malone have to lose the NBA Finals to him, he had to lose in a match too. That sucks. It sucks for Karl Malone. I mean, I would have had to finish. I would have had Rodman or Malone pin the other, is what I would have done. But I guess you got to keep everybody's ego together. Is something going to happen here? Oh, Steiner's out there too. I didn't even see him, and Virgil. They're all just talking. And we're just getting a replay here. Oh, now the music's playing again. Dennis took that body slam. That was great. And it was a pretty good cutter there. And then this thing, the disciple stunner to DDP, and that's the finish with Hogan pinning DDP. And Karl Malone's not even paying attention. Now he sees it. This was a pretty good bump by Little Nage, too. Pretty good. Took out Charles Robbie. That's a shame, but anyway. Well, that is a wrap on WCW. Bash at the Beach, 1998. As Shivani, Mike Tenay, and Bobby send us off here. Yep. Good. I think Bobby's going to be the one to sign us off. Goldberg beat Hennig, retaining the title. 6 days after he won it. That was crazy that had just happened. All right. Thank you, Shivani, and all y'all. Appreciate you guys being here tonight. And our 3 days of streaming in a row continues tomorrow night. So make sure you join us after Monday Night Raw. We'll be up here to talk about everything. A lot of SummerSlam fallout. We'll review Raw. Any other wrestling news, probably talk about Collision and All In a little bit as well. We'll be hitting all that up tomorrow night, so it's going to be fun. I will have a link up for you probably tonight. I'll have it up on the channel, or late tonight, I should say. So just keep a lookout for that tomorrow, and we will be back here after that after Raw tomorrow to get our podcast on. Thank you so much for spending another Sunday night with me. It was fun. I will maybe let you guys decide on the next watch along in a YouTube poll. So keep a lookout. I'll probably leave that open to everyone. And I'll put that up in the next day or two as well, so we can decide what we're going to watch next week. We got to figure that out. It could be anything. Who knows? So you guys have a great rest of your night. We'll see you soon, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.